Hey there, Mama, and welcome back to the Moms Overcoming Overwhelm podcast, episode 19. I'm Emily McDermott, and I am here beside you on this journey as we work together to declutter your home, head, and heart. Last week, I gave you my 3 best tips on how to get your kiddos on board with decluttering. If you may recall, tip 3 was remembering the impact that too much stuff and too many choices has on our kids. Guess what? This definitely impacts us as mamas, because every day we supposedly make 35,000 decisions, although my guess is that it's higher for moms, because we're making decisions for our kiddos as well. So if you're going through your days exhausted, burnt out, and not sure how you're going to find an ounce of energy to declutter anything, I have an idea what the culprit might be. So, what do you say? Grab that notebook and pen, and let's dive into today's episode. Hey there, Mama. Are you tired of all the stuff crowding your home, calendar, and mind? Do you wish you could say goodbye to the endless to-do list running around in your head? Want to declutter but don't know where to start? You're in the right place. Welcome to Moms Overcoming Overwhelm, where you will find proven and practical solutions to declutter your home, head, and heart. Hi, I'm Emily, a wife, boy mom, and simplicity seeker. I struggled to get pregnant and felt overwhelmed until I discovered decluttering could create the physical and emotional space I needed to become a mom. Now, 2 kids later, I've transformed my life and motherhood by developing simple systems around decluttering, capsule wardrobes, kid stuff, cleaning and tidying, meal planning, time management, and more, and I can't wait to share them with you. If you're ready to reclaim the time and energy you crave, be present with your kids, and finally enjoy the life and motherhood you so deserve, let's kick overwhelm to the curb, shall we? Grab your lukewarm coffee, your notebook and pen, and clear off some counter space. Let's do this. Thanks to everyone who left a rating and written review for my podcast as part of the giveaway for Julia Ubenga's course, Declutter Your Life Now. I am happy to announce that the winner of the giveaway is Lauren, whose Apple ID name is Shula21. And I want to briefly read her very, very kind review. Effective. Finally, a decluttering and simplicity podcast that I can actually execute in my life. I've applied Emily's tips and tricks and feel lighter and have better thought processes in regards to why I hold on to the stuff I do. Emily is witty and gives practical advice on how to clear not only your space but your mind. The latest episode with Rich and What Matters really struck a chord too. Grateful I found her on my mothering journey. Well, thank you very, very much, and I know that you are going to be blessed by Julia's wisdom. If you're liking the show, I appreciate feedback in any shape or form, but the way that is most helpful to me is leaving a rating and written review in Apple Podcasts. It also makes the podcast more visible to other mamas who may be interested in decluttering as well. Okay, so I know you're wondering, what is the question I have to ask myself to regain my energy? Of course, you want to make sure you're taking care of yourself in the basic ways such as sleep, nutrition, movement, and so forth. But this question is one that can definitely help you save brain power and physical energy when you constantly feel drained. It is, what unnecessary decisions can I remove from my life? Now, this is probably not the question that you were expecting, but I firmly believe that one of the main reasons that we are exhausted at the end of the day is that we've spent the day making decisions for ourselves and our children. Let's think about an average day for what I would think would be the average mom. You wake up, and the first decision you make is whether you're going to snooze. Then you look at your phone and decide what apps you're going to check and whether you need to respond to anything. Then you're hopping in the shower where you're greeted with 5 half-empty bottles of shampoo. Which one do you pick? You put on makeup and decide on a shade of lipstick out of your 10 options. Then you go into your closet and sigh. Do I really have to figure out what to wear today? You internally grumble. So you look at the 50+ shirts hanging, pick one that you think fits, and then rummage through a drawer for a pair of jeans. After you're dressed, the kids come into the room, asking you whether their favorite shirt is clean or not. And if not, what are they supposed to wear? You come downstairs with them and ask them what they want for breakfast. I don't know, they respond, and seem to be much more interested in playing with Legos. The bus is coming in 20 minutes. You have to decide what you want. You know what we have. Just pick something, you say. They finally mumble something about having a bagel and you throw it in the toaster while you scramble around to find something to pack in their lunch. Do they like that chocolate chip bar or the strawberry one? You can never remember because what they want changes every day. Okay, scene. I could go on and on, of course, but if you've noticed, you have a ton of decisions to make even in the short window between when you wake up and when the kids start school. It exhausted me just reading that out loud, let alone living it. But why? I believe that the exhaustion that comes from too many unnecessary decisions are caused by three main things. And once we understand them, we will be well on our way to regaining the energy we crave. The first is too much stuff. This should not surprise you, since this is a decluttering podcast after all. But the more stuff we have, the more choices we have to make between those things. Let's use your closet as an example, because getting dressed is a universal thing that we all have to do. You decide what to wear every day. Is your decision made easier when you have a curated closet only with a select number of things that fit you, your lifestyle, and the current season? Or is it easier when you have hundreds of options between your shirts, pants, shoes, and accessories that are haphazardly thrown around in the closet? Of course, it's the former. I will speak more in depth about capsule or curated wardrobes in a future episode, but I will tell you that I can go into my closet in the dark and know that whatever I pull out will fit me and I'll like wearing it. So my time spent on deciding what to wear is very short and not at all emotionally taxing with the negative self-talk that can be prevalent when our closet is full of stuff we never wear, doesn't fit us, or makes us feel bad about ourselves. There is a concept in psychology called choice overload. It states that some choice is good, and of course in the United States we talk about the freedom to choose, so it is seen as a positive thing. But the more choices you have, the less happy and more overwhelmed you are. Because there is a direct correlation between choice overload and decision fatigue, which brings us to the second reason why we are exhausted by too many decisions. Decision fatigue is real, and it's impacting you more than you know. Decision fatigue is the deteriorating quality of our decisions over time due to the overwhelming number of decisions we have to make. If your morning is similar to the one I outlined earlier, then no wonder our energy and focus are depleted as the day goes on. That is why we shoot daggers with our eyes to anyone who dares to ask, "What's for dinner?" at 5 o'clock every day. We have made so many decisions throughout the day that we feel like we are unable to make a single one more. So we end up coping by ordering takeout, watching Netflix, scrolling social media, or what other numbing escape we can find so we can find some relief. The third reason that we are exhausted and overwhelmed by these choices and decisions is that we're not making them in a vacuum. Thanks to technology such as online shopping, the prevalence of ads, and our dependence on social media, we are constantly faced with a dizzying array of options and also have everyone's lives and opinions front and center to make decisions even more difficult. Here's an example I like to give. My boys wear through their socks pretty quickly because they definitely play hard. Let's say I want to get them new socks. Totally easy, right? I go on Amazon and search for boys' socks. Not only am I given hundreds of options, but I have no idea where to start. So I find a brand I'm familiar with at a price that seems okay, and then I start reading the reviews. The first one is 5 stars, yay! But then the next one says the socks they got wore out in a month, and the next one says the colors aren't the same as in the pictures. Frustrated, I move on to the next choice and read the reviews. 2 hours later, I haven't been able to make a simple decision about what socks to buy my kids. When we have so many choices, it causes anxiety, analysis paralysis where we don't know what to choose, decision avoidance where we end up avoiding the decision altogether, and buyer's remorse if, in this case, I finally picked socks to buy and then they didn't live up to my expectations. In addition to the rabbit hole of reading reviews, we are also on social media constantly seeing the sports and activities that other moms are putting their kids in, where they're going on family trips, and the new recipe we just have to try because we will finally be the mom that cooks food our kids will magically eat. We constantly ask ourselves, should I be doing that? Am I making the right choice? What if I regret not doing this? We are faced with so many ideas and options that we are constantly doubting ourselves and our decisions. And our personal values and our family values seem hard to stick with when we are constantly comparing ourselves to other moms and families. So now you know one of the main reasons why, in my humble opinion, you are burnt out and exhausted. Of course, I'm not going to leave you here in this pit of decision fatigue despair. Let's talk about what we can do about it. Step 1 is to recognize that less stuff means less choices and less decisions among those choices. Every item you declutter is one less decision you have to make. Decluttering is an activity with the greatest return on energy investment that I know of, and I hope you will join us in the free Facebook group at tinyurl.com/moms overcoming overwhelm so I can support you. Step 2 is to pay attention to the decisions you make daily to see where you can remove unnecessary ones. Given the waking up example I provided at the beginning of the episode, here are some decisions I have removed from my morning. I put out my workout clothes the night before so I don't have to decide whether I'm working out or not. I always do 2 snoozes and they're built into my wake up time. I have a specific workout plan so I just show up and do it. I pack a very similar lunch for my oldest son every weekday. I have a limited wardrobe, 1 lipstick shade, a few eyeshadow shade options, and otherwise I'm ready for the day. I typically fast instead of eating breakfast, and my kids choose from a limited menu that I've printed out and put in a dry erase sleeve so they can choose something easily. As you can see, my decision-making energy is still fairly high going into the day. Removing unnecessary decisions about what you'll eat, what you'll wear, and how you spend your morning is a great way to start. My last tip is one I got from Kendra Adachi, who is at The Lazy Genius. Decide once. This is similar to removing unnecessary decisions, but goes a bit further in that you decide something once for a certain period of time and stick with it. In her book, The Lazy Genius Way, she writes, "A single intentional decision relieves your brain of effort, freeing you to think about what matters to you instead of living in a cycle of choosing this and that over and over again." Some ways you can decide once include creating your own daily uniform. For me, it might be leggings, a long sleeve shirt, and a fleece or cardigan. Doing a monthly meal plan, or theme nights like Taco Tuesday. Or daily chores. For example, I do laundry daily so I don't have to think about it. Since my kids are being invited to so many classmates' birthdays now, I bought gender-neutral birthday cards in bulk for ages 5 and 7 so I don't have to buy birthday cards every time we're invited to a party. So to recap, our energy is being drained daily by an unlikely source, too many choices and too many decisions. When we recognize this, we can take steps to remove the excess stuff and decisions so we can reclaim our energy and focus on what actually matters. When we recognize this, we can take steps to remove the excess stuff and decisions so we can reclaim our energy and focus on what actually matters. Remember, everything you declutter is one less decision to make. And removing unnecessary decisions, or even deciding once in different areas, makes a huge difference. I hope this episode blessed you. If so, please share it with a friend, and feel free to join my free Facebook group at tinyurl.com/moms overcoming overwhelm. Next week, we'll be taking a dive a bit deeper into capsule wardrobes, the what, why, and how for you, the overwhelmed mama. I'll see you next week. Bye for now. If you like today's podcast, here's what you can do. Just take 30 seconds to leave me a review. I know you're a busy mama. You're overwhelmed, in fact. But 30 seconds of your day makes such an impact. I'll be blessed by your words. They'll definitely make my day. And who knows, you might be entered for this month's giveaway. In Apple Podcasts, scroll down to write a review. Thanks so much for your time. I'm so grateful for you.